I am going to play an audio which will demonstrate to you that the gun evidence against Gadla Mncube was cooked. In this audio, you're going to hear Captain Masondo. Masondo is the one that arrested accused number 3 on the 9th of February 2015. That was after 4 months. Sokushone usenzo. And in this audio, Masondo clearly states that they tested the gun Gadla Mncube and they did not link it with the Senzo Miwa case, meaning that the gun that they found with Gadla is not the gun that shot Senzo Miwa. However, masakufika ugininda, it is when the gun is linked to the Phosphorus case. So you can see ukuthi when did the cooking begin. Abo Masondo, they did not cook anything. And you can hear Masondo in his audio, he admits that he did not read who accused number 3's right when he arrested him. So Masondo is honest. He tells you if ukuthi yena yenza wrong nokuthi yena wrong ngale case. But most importantly, he says the gun that was found with Gadla Mncube was not linked with the Phosphorus case, meaning that it is not the gun that was used to shoot Senzo Miwa. Just listen. And in the end, you're going to hear Judge Rata trying to interrupt a witness because he did not like the answer that was about to be uttered by Masondo. Just listen and then I'll speak about it.
I see on the covering letter here, there is exhibit X3 in paragraph 4. You requested the Forensic Science Laboratory to determine whether the firearm was involved in any other cases, not so?
That is correct, my lord.
Yebo kwakuyisicelo sami ke ukuthi babheke ukuthi isibhamu leso sasimbandakanyeka yini kwamanye amacala.
Now this case, this Phosphorus case, this court has heard that it happened on the 26th of October 2014. 26th October 2014, not so?
That is correct.
Yebo kuqiniseka ukuthi leli cala liphambi kwenkantolo ke lona langa 26 October 2014.
Now you are arresting accused number 3 on the 9th of February 2015, not so?
That is correct.
Mina ke ngambopha nge-9 ka February 2015.
And common sense will tell us that the date on which you are arresting him, you allegedly find in his possession this firearm, it was almost more than 3 months after the Phosphorus incident had happened, not so?
That is correct.
Futhi ke kusemuva ke kwezinyanga ezintathu senzeke isigameko sase-Phosphorus kathi mina ngimbamba nge-9 noma ngimbopha nge-9 ka February 2015.
Now, and common sense will tell you that if there were any exhibits that were found at the Phosphorus case, and this court has said that some firearm was used, those exhibits must have been taken, must have been at the Forensic Science Laboratory already, not so?
So,
Nokuthi ke uma kuukuthi kukhona okwatholakala ePhosphorus ngo-26 October 2014 ukuthi lokho ke kwakusekundluliswe kuvele khona elab yamaphoyisa.
Now, when you receive this report, the basis of which is stated in paragraph number 4 of exhibit X3, did this firearm that was found in the possession of the accused person had anything to do with this Phosphorus case?
You want him to answer that question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
my lord, there is nothing depicted by the firearm that was recovered on this case. Should it have been, definitely I think I was going to deal with it at that time. Others.
What you saying? Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Akukho-ke kulesibhamu esatholakala-ke kuyena-ke ngalezi ayi-9 zikaFebruary 2015 ekwakuhlanganisa-ke naleli-ke icala leli. Uma kokuthi kwakukhona-ke ngabe-ke ngakubheka-ke noma ngakunaka lokho.
Thank you. That is the reason why, my Lord, I actually wanted this witness to answer that question.
There you have it. Accused number 3 was arrested on the 9th of February 2015, 3 months after Senzo Miwa was shot. He was arrested by Ubani Umasond when he was walking in the street with his girlfriend. They went to his house and then searched and then found the gun on top of the wardrobe. And then they said they also found some cartridges in a box. Then they arrested him. But then Masond is asked in court, ukuthi-ke, once you've arrested accused number 3, when you tested that gun, did you link it to the Mayor case? He said no. That was a very, very important question because it is said by the police officer, Masondo. Masondo is one of those who were honest officers in this case because he admitted where they were wrong. For instance, he said they did not read accused number 3 his right. So they arrested him without reading his rights, which is illegal on its own. But then let's go back to the gun. He's saying that he did not link it to the Mayor case. Remember that they had done tests already of this gun because they said they found a cartridge in the house ka Kelly Khumalo. So that cartridge was already matched against the gun of Gadla Mncube. At the time, in February 2015, there was no match. So you can see that at the initial stage, the gun Gadla Mncube did not match or was not linked to the Mayor killing. It was only linked to the Mayor killing once Brigadier Gininda came into this case. That is how the gun was linked. So you can see ukuthi, where did all the fabrication start? Because at the beginning, there was no match. How is that possible? Ukuthi, few years later on, they are saying now it's a match. Cooking. So the evidence of Masondo is very important for Umnisi when he's doing his closing argument. Utayisho ukuthi the police officer who arrested accused number 3 said the gun that was found in possession of Gadla Mncube did not match to the Mayor's killings. He said it only matched to the Alexander shooting, or we remember that accused number 3 is already serving time for unaliving a taxi owner, or I think it's the Alexander case, if I'm not mistaken, or the Cleveland case, one of the two. It matched those 2 cases only at the time. So uyabona ukuthi lana uGininda, they are trying to implicate uGadla in such a way ukuthi now they lie. That's it. They are lying because their gun, when it was tested in February 2015, it did not match. Suddenly, we are told that isibhamu Gadla, it matches because they were new investigators in the Senzo Miwa case and they had a new mandate. And that mandate was to cover up for the likes of Longotwala, because we know for the fact that statements got some City. Madlala phoned and told him that Senzo was shot by Longotwala ngephutha. Remember that. But earlier on, in February 2015, when these officers did a test, the gun Mncube did not match. So it's only later on, once the police started cooking, then they decided to come up with this theory with no, it's Mncube match. But if you remember, the people in the house said the gun that shot Senzo Miwa had a will, which means it was a revolver. It's not the same gun that is in court. This is a 9mm. So uyabona ukuthi la udlalwa ngathi la. Ayikho lento le enziwa ngelicala because they are implicating the wrong people. I think what is the strategy for the state ukuthi bona, they wanted to solve this Mayor case. So they said, okay, let's look for a gun that we can link to the Mayor case and then arrest and charge the person who owns that gun. That is how Gadla Mncube was charged, because they already had this gun. So when Chris Mangena went to look for a gun there at the Cleveland police station, he said he found the gun in an open bag, meaning the gun was laying there on the floor unprotected, meaning that gun could have had its barrel changed. So the fact that Umangena admits now when he went to Cleveland police station to collect the gun, it was found in an open bag. It means it was not a secured exhibit. So from there on, you cannot rely on that gun because it was there laying there around and no one was protecting it. A gun or an exhibit, it must be always in a sealed bag and then placed in a safe place. But this is it was found on an open bag. Why? Because the state is cooking. Gadla Mncube is not the shooter of Senzo Meyiwa. And how do we know that for a fact? We know that his telephone records on the day Senzo was shot indicates that his cell phone pinged in Johannesburg CPD when Senzo Meyiwa was shot, meaning that he was not in Vosloorus. That's another big issue for Ubaloyi to get over it. I don't know how good Ubaloyi is going to spin this one out because it is actual science that says Gadla Mncube's gun or Gadla Mncube's cell phone pinged away from Vosloorus in Joburg SPD. So Mncube cannot be in two places at once because he is not the Holy Spirit. So you can see they are trying their level best to link Mncube, but science does not allow it because one, as we've heard in this audio, Officer Masondo says in 2015 when they tested this gun against the cartridge abayithola lapha crime scene kaSenzo Meyiwa, it did not match in 2015, but then years later it matches. Kanjani? Because now the state was desperate. That is when they had started to cook in this matter. But now also the important thing is that the people that were in the house, the likes of Tumulo Madlala and Chwala said the gun had a will. It means it was a 38 special. That is very important thing because now it shows that the state on its own does not know which gun shot and analyze Senzo Meyiwa. Because now if Chris Mangena says it's a 9mm, but people that were in the house are saying it had a will, surely this is a 38 special. And you cannot say the people that were in the house lied because no, these are the state witnesses. So we have to believe them if we go according to Baloyi. He's saying, Zandi Khumalo, they are telling the truth in some aspect of the case. But when it's come to the gun, he's saying, no, they are wrong. No, Baloyi, you cannot have it both ways. It's either they are right or wrong. That's it. But importantly, the cell phone records of Gadla Mncube shows that he was not at the crime scene. Because if he's not at the crime scene, then it is impossible for him to have shot Senzo Meyiwa. Angazi ukuthi Baloyi, how is he going to overcome that hurdle? Because that is the evidence that is before court. That was brought by Ubani Upinki from Vodacom. And then we were told that there was a link between accused number 5 and Kelly Khumalo, which is Fisiko Ntuli. They are saying that on the 14th of August 2014 or something like that, Kelly Khumalo got into contact with accused number 5, and they said the call lasted for about 90 seconds. But now, when Ustein, who's the state expert on phones, he could not tell us how was that call made. Was it made via WhatsApp, BlackBerry Messenger, or Facebook Messenger? He could not tell us. So even that link, I think it was fabricated because Stein admits that when he received the information from Vodacom, he received it in a form of PDF, but he converted that information to Excel. Why did he change it to Excel? Well, it's simple. He wanted to insert that fake telephone communication between Kelly Khumalo and accused number 5. So that telephone records or telephone link between Kelly Khumalo and accused number 5 does not exist because on Vodacom, they said they cannot tell what is this. They're saying it's some communication, but they can't tell with who, Kanjani. So that link between Kelly Khumalo and accused number 5 does not exist. So that's another fabrication by the state where you can see Stein converted the report from Vodacom wayenza i-Excel kanti yena uyithole yini u-PDF Once you convert evidence into something else other than its original form, then that is fabrication. So that is how I see stain. But kasikho-ke lapho sizobona ukuthi kwenzakalani. But into ebalulekile ukuthi accused number 3 was arrested on the 9th of February 2015 when he was walking in the street with his girlfriend. They found a gun on top of his wardrobe, and then they also found some cartridges. But importantly, Umasondo says they did not read him his rights, of which is totally against the law. If the police arrest you, they must tell you that you have a right to remain silent, so because anything that you say can be used against you. But for Umncube, they did not do that. So it means even that gun that they obtained in Umncube's house, they obtained it illegally since they did not read him his rights. So Ulo, if Rata was a fair judge, he will also take that into account. But we shall see. Thank you for watching.